When you get surrounded or bombarded with negativity, you have a tendency to look at it, to focus on it. Man, you've really got to replace those thoughts, because I'm telling you, man, you don't have time for that in 2024.
The same that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none.
And you know what God did? He gave it right the back. He said, bitch, I gave you everything you need to deal with these cones. Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley.
Steve Harvey has recently addressed the allegations made against him by Katt Williams, who accused him of lying about being homeless, abandoning his first wife, stealing jokes, and harboring resentment towards the late Bernie Mac. Williams also claimed that Harvey tried to sabotage Bernie Mac's career out of jealousy. Monique, who supported Katt's comments, accused Steve of backstabbing fellow black comedians. In response, Steve Harvey has taken extreme measures to silence both Katt and Monique. He warned them to keep his name out of their mouths or face consequences.
I can't tell you how many times I've wasted trying to help change a person that saw nothing about themselves that needed changing.
Figures expressing their opinions on the matter. If you haven't been keeping up with the latest comedy scene, the renowned Katt Williams recently shared some significant revelations on Shannon Sharpe's podcast. In his chat, he specifically targeted Steve Harvey, accusing him of taking material from others and collaborating with influential Hollywood figures to undermine his competition. Heading to this, Monique has chimed in, confirming Steve's alleged deceitful behavior and labeling him a snake and a backstabber. Monique, in fact, was among the first to publicly criticize Steve back in 2009. However, this reaction seems to have backfired, as it has garnered more support for Katt and Monique. The specifics of Steve's response are not detailed, and it remains unclear if the allegations against him are true. The situation has sparked a public discussion with various industry, leading to the loss of several roles that were initially offered to her, despite having won an Oscar for her role in Precious. Steve Harvey, on his radio show, publicly criticized Monique, claiming there was nothing he could do for her because she had burned too many bridges, accusing him of siding with elites and prioritizing money over principles. TNE's controversy traces back to Monique's claims in 2009 when she accused Steve's close friends, Oprah and Tyler Perry, of blackballing. The situation has sparked discussions about integrity and loyalty within the comedy community. According to Monique, things took a turn when she declined Oprah and Tyler Perry's requests to work for free. Negative stories about her being difficult to work with started circulating. The core issue for Monique, however, was that privately, Steve had expressed agreement with her stance on the Oprah and Tyler Perry situation, yet when he went on air, he contradicted himself by calling her out. When Steve later invited Monique to his show to discuss their differences, she accused him of being a coward for publicly undermining her after privately supporting her viewpoint.
Got labeled as difficult, my husband and I, and my husband is Sydney, who happens to be my manager. We got labeled as difficult because I said one word, and that was no. Now, I said no to some very powerful people. I said no to Oprah Winfrey. I said no to Tyler Perry. I said no to Lee Daniels, and I said no to Lionsgate. And the difficulty came in when people that look like me, like Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels, and I gotta put my brother Steve on the list. Y'all knew I was not wrong. Each one of you said to me, Monique, you're not wrong.
This situation has sparked a larger conversation about integrity and loyalty in the entertainment industry. Steve Harvey attempted to backtrack and asserted that he was merely trying to convey that Monique had handled things in the wrong way. However, Monique wasn't willing to accept this explanation. She stood her ground and firmly told Steve that instead of publicly criticizing her, he should have expressed his feelings privately. Monique emphasized the importance of handling disagreements in a more personal and respectful manner, rather than airing them out for everyone to witness.
What I would have appreciated from my brother was had you picked up the phone before you went on the air and said, Monique, you've burned too many bridges and there's nothing I can do. See, I would have appreciated had my brother called me up and said, baby, let's talk. Because you doing that was a part of me being difficult. And what happens is when you allow people to start taking your freedom and your gift and making it become what makes them comfortable, we then lose. When you called me with the morning show on the phone, I said to you, Steve, my family is suffering behind this. And y'all know I did nothing wrong. Y'all know my husband did nothing wrong. But none of y'all in real time, was strong enough to go publicly and say, we can't throw our sister under the bus.
This disagreement between them highlighted a difference in their approaches to conflict resolution and added fuel to the ongoing controversy surrounding Steve Harvey's involvement in the entertainment industry dynamics. Monique also criticized Steve Harvey for what she believed was compromising his principles. Even though she didn't explicitly use the term selling out, her sentiments were evident, expressing a clear disappointment in Steve's actions. Monique felt that Steve had deviated from his values, and her remarks suggested a belief that he may have prioritized personal gain over staying true to his convictions. This added another layer to the unfolding drama, highlighting Monique's perspective on integrity and authenticity within the entertainment industry. But Steve Harvey appeared to struggle in understanding Monique's emphasis on sticking to principles, as, according to him, it's all about the money game.
We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want to. Listen to me. Your husband can't be the Sydney that he really is out here.
Let me tell you something.
That flexing, we gotta flex a different way. We out here in a game. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This the money game.
Steve seemed to prioritize financial success over adhering strictly to a set of values. In his perspective, the entertainment industry is driven by financial considerations, and making strategic moves to secure one's financial position takes precedence. This divergence in their views on the role of principles versus financial gain deepened the disagreement between Steve and Monique, underscoring differing philosophies within the entertainment business. Monique remained steadfast in her position, asserting that she wasn't willing to compromise her integrity for a paycheck. On the other hand, Steve Harvey faced repeated accusations of betraying both his principles and fellow comedians. One notable instance involved the late Bernie Mac, where rumors circulated for years that Steve harbored animosity towards Bernie during their time on the original Kings of Comedy tour. In 2003, Bernie confirmed these rumors, stating that Steve was jealous and attempted to steal his role in Ocean's 11. Reportedly, Steve even went as far as trying to convince the director to choose him over Bernie. Despite Steve's denial of any sabotage attempt, Katt Williams, in a recent interview on Club Shay, corroborated the Ocean's 11 incident, asserting that Steve indeed disliked Bernie. Katt claimed that despite Steve's efforts to take Bernie's movie roles, he was unsuccessful, suggesting that Steve lacked the acting talent needed for success.
Then you asked it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Oba-Kaby and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You called Ocean 11 to get that part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
This revelation added another layer to the ongoing controversy surrounding Steve Harvey's relationships within the comedy industry.